Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this evening's session with me, Katie, of Ellie's Gifts relaxation session. It's actually my final session this evening, so yeah, I've prepared something special. We've gone back to basics, but yeah, I've had a little think about this one, so yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy. Okay, so let me I think I'll just do what I usually do, really. I'll just give a brief outline of the structure of the session, just so those of you who haven't been before or watched on YouTube or in the Facebook group have an idea of what's ahead for this next hour. Yeah, so I'll do that now then. So basically, I usually start, and I will be this evening also, with a grounding and an arriving practice, a meditation. But it's a very light meditation. So I'll actually be lying down for this meditation. I lie down for my meditations and visualizations and all these relaxation sessions that I've done over this last year or so. So by all means, do the same. The emphasis is on relaxation and just listening to your body, really, and giving yourself what you need for this hour. So yeah, so we're going to start with this grounding and arriving meditation. It's actually got a title, this one. It's called a breathing anchor. And basically, as the name suggests, we anchor our attention to the breath, hence the name. But I've sort of slightly mixed this one up a bit. So we will be focusing on the out breath this session. Yeah, and maybe I'll be introducing also just some very gentle, mindful movement in motion. Yeah, just to sort of help, your mind might be busy and actually keeping still can be quite challenging sometimes. It sort of builds up this sense of pressure. So I like to inject a bit of movement sometimes. I find it really helps me with my practice. So yeah, that might work for you. But obviously no obligation either. As I say, it's all about what works for you in these sessions. Then I'll have a short break. So yeah, by all means, have a drink, change position, pop to the loo. And then there'll be a longer visualization. So this is more about, the imagination, creating an image, and then using that to facilitate your body and your mind and your heart, if you like, relaxing. So yeah, and then maybe a little music if we have time, and a final thought and a goodbye, of course. So yeah, so that's a rough outline of the session, so you know what to expect. Yeah, so I'm just going to briefly introduce the theme, and whilst I do this, by all means, finding your position or your posture that works for you. As I say, I'll be lying down when I've done this sort of preamble. So by all means, setting yourself up now if you'd like to lie or recline back in a chair, or maybe lying on the floor. Yeah, whatever works for you, whatever feels most relaxing, where your body feels supported and you don't have to strain either to sit up, but equally, you can just let go. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to be exploring the experience of letting go and what that feels like within the body, heart, and mind. And we're going to be using the breath to facilitate this. And as I said, especially the out breath, and a bit more on the science of why we're going to do that later, if it seems appropriate. So the question is, I suppose, what are we letting go of? And I had to think about this, and really it's as much or as little as we feel we're able to let go of. So we're not forcing anything. We're not trying to achieve anything. I must let go. I must relax. this is not that, definitely. I think it's, that's an unintentional thing that can happen. I don't think we intend to do it, but I think we're just, a lot of us, I know I am, are wired up that way. So I end up even trying in meditation and trying in relaxation, and it sort of defeats the object. Often we can subtly brace our bodies against experience. So I tend to find I've got my hot spots. So definitely my jaw, I definitely brace my jaw. That's just like a default go-to. I purse my lips. I notice that, which isn't great as I age. So a lot of facial tension for me. I'm wondering where it might be for you. I know the shoulders are another sort of commonplace for people. The shoulders get higher and higher. The breath gets higher and higher. So we're going to be exploring that and seeing if we can release as much or as little as we feel comfortable to do so. It can perhaps feel a little disarming, if we go from 0 to 10 or 10 to 0. So maybe just a gradual releasing, throughout this hour. So in the first instance, we'll be encouraging ourselves to let go of any physical tension that we might be creating or holding. The common areas, as I said, for me, are in my face. Jaw is another common place, but also the sort of bracing of the tummy and even the buttocks. That's another one. People can do that automatically. Store tension there, sort of bracing against experience. And then we're going to sort of include this idea of letting go of the busyness of our minds. So the constant thoughts that take us into the future or into the past. And then, of course, the emotions that come along with these thoughts. Sometimes I think it can feel like we're on an emotional roller coaster and we're being tossed about by our thoughts and our feelings. So in this breathing anchor, in this meditation, we'll be calming ourselves, using the out breath and using our power of our intention and our attention. And then I'll follow this, as I said, with a visualization. But in that too, we'll be using our imaginations to create an image or a scene. But we're also going to be tying that into the idea of letting go with the breath. So more of that when we get to that. Okay, so I'm going to set myself up now and lie down. Set myself up, lie down. You know what I mean? So by all means, following suit if you haven't done so already. And then we can get started with this breathing anchor. So let me do that. Okay, so finding a posture or position that your body feels comfortable, supported. If you're lying, then getting that cushion beneath your head or that pillow just right, so your head isn't sort of pushed too far forward and that's closing down your airways, sort of condensing your chest, allowing a bit of space here, allowing your shoulders to release back and apart. But equally not, having your head sort of too far back, so not having your pillow too low, because that can equally create a sort of blockage here when it comes to the breathing, and especially focusing on the out breath. So just making sure your head feels sort of supported. And if you are sitting, then the idea of your head being poised, once again, not too far forward, not too far back. just sort of poised on the top of the spine. Top of the vertebra. Okay, and likewise, you might like to support your lower body, your legs, with a cushion below the knees. That might work for you. Or have your knees bent, or have your legs out flat. Whatever feels right for your body. Okay, so settling down into this present moment here together. So first of all, let's really scan down through the body. So let's start at the tip of the head. Taking our attention to the tip of the head, to the scalp, and then round to the back of the globe of the head, where it makes contact with that surface, with that pillow or that cushion. Really allowing the attention to rest on the sensation of the head. Is it sort of nestling into the cushion? How do you find the back of your head if you're lying? Does it feel supported? What does the sensation of the pillow feel like against the back of your head? Is it comforting maybe? What temperature is this area as we move down into the back of the neck and the shoulders, the upper body? What's the temperature of the body like here? Do you feel warm? It's been quite a hot day where I am. Has it been hot with you? How do you find the temperature of your body? Have you got exposed areas? Perhaps you've got a t-shirt on. Is there a difference in the areas of your body which are clothed? The areas that are in touch with the air, the temperature around you? Then allowing the attention to move down the back, down the spine, into the middle back. Allowing your back to release, let go. Into that surface, be it the mattress or a sofa or a yoga mat maybe on the floor. Allowing your upper body to relax, to release. Allowing your breath to be natural. And moving down into the lower spine, into the lumbar vertebrae. And then down into the sacrum, the buttocks area. Allowing the buttocks to release, let go. Then feeling the contact, the backs of your legs, they're straight. The surface beneath. Or if they're bent at the knee, and feeling your feet, the soles of your feet on that surface. What does that contact feel like, the soles of the feet? Or if your legs are outstretched, the backs of your heels. What does that contact feel like? Does it feel weighty? Do your feet feel like heavy? Do they feel like they're pressing into the surface? Do they feel like they're resting lightly on the surface? What's the texture of the surface? Maybe you've got bare feet. Is it soft? Is it spongy? Your feet gently, slightly sinking into this surface? Okay, so now we've run through the whole back of the body. Let's just gently allow ourselves just to become aware of the breath within the torso. So this is obviously the chest, is the most obvious area where I suppose many of us think we should feel the breath. But actually the breath can express itself in many different areas within this sort of region. You might feel the breath in your shoulders, perhaps. Gentle rise and fall of your shoulders. You might feel your breath in your chest, or perhaps at the sides of your chest, sides of your rib cage, where they contact the tops of your arms, your armpits. Maybe you can feel a gentle expansion and contraction here, perhaps. So we're not doing anything with the breath. We're just allowing our attention to be anchored to the breath. That's the name of this meditation, the breathing anchor. And that's all we're doing. We're not trying to do the breath or any type of breathing. We're just allowing our attention to settle upon what the breath is here now in the body. Maybe you can feel the breath in the back of your body. Gentle change in pressure, maybe. The lungs are housed in this whole area, whole thoracic cavity. There's as much in the back of the body as they are in the front. So can you feel any subtle change of pressure with the contact of your upper back with the bed or the sofa or the floor? Okay, so I'm going to suggest now that we introduce just a little movement. And if this doesn't work for you, there's absolutely no pressure to do it. You can just lay here or sit here, just focusing on your breath or just the sensations within your body as they come and go. There's no pressure to do anything that I suggest. It's only suggestions, only an invitation. And if at any stage, of course, you'd like to stop following my guidance, that's absolutely fine too. Yeah. But I'm going to invite you, if you'd like, just to raise your hands, just to look at both of them. Maybe move them around a little. See how they want to move, if they want to move. How do you find your hands this evening? We're going to take just a little bit of time in this introductory meditation just to focus on the relationship of the breath with movement. And we're going to use our hands to create that movement. So just gently moving your hands open and closed. So gently curling the fingers in towards the palms and then opening just gently. Just a gentle squeeze, or just a gentle curl if that works for you. And then just a gentle letting go. If you'd like a bit of a stretch, I seem to want a bit of a stretch this evening, but you might not. Just opening the hands as far as you feel you want to. And then just gradually becoming aware of the breath. So on the in-breath, curling the hands, curling the fingers. On the out-breath, releasing the fingers. Gently coming in on the in-breath. On the out-breath, gently releasing the fingers out. In, out. In-breath. Out-breath. Keeping your eyes open or closing your eyes if that feels better for you. What does that movement feel like in your hands? How does it feel if it's in sync with your breath? Okay, so keeping this movement going for as long or as little time as you'd like. I'm just going to read us a poem. I think I'm going to keep my hands going, actually. But yeah, it's up to you if you choose to or not. Forget about enlightenment. Forget about enlightenment. Sit down wherever you are and listen to the wind singing in your veins. Feel the love, the longing, the fear in your bones. Open your heart to who you are right now. Not who you'd like to be, not the someone you're striving to become, but the being right here before you, inside you, around you. All of you is holy. You're already more and less than whatever you can know. So breathe out, touch in, and let go. So letting go on the out breath. If you're still moving your hands every time you breathe out, you're letting go of your hands being tight, letting go of gripping and trying to hold on. Releasing, letting go. We're also letting go of more than just physical tension, if you like. We can also use this meditation to let go of thoughts. We can let go of the incessant busyness in our minds, that constant humdrum of thoughts going on continuously in our heads. So each time you breathe out, it can be a reminder to loosen your grip on any thoughts that you're preoccupied with. Taking your attention back to your breath, back to the movement of the breath, where it shows up most vividly in your body, or back to your hands, either looking at your hands or the sensation of your hands and the movement. Allow each thought, each emotion that might accompany it, just to let go, just to dissipate, to dissolve, just like each out breath disperses into the air, into space. So we're not forcing here, we're being kind, patient, compassionate. We're allowing any thoughts, any emotions to naturally appear. And then without clinging or holding on, we're simply allowing this mental and emotional energy just to pass on through us, just to pass through our bodies, pass through our minds. Maybe like clouds drifting through the sky, or leaves just drifting down a stream. There's no struggle. Just like the out breath, just letting go, releasing, arising, flowing, releasing. Soft face, soft eyes, soft lips, soft nose, releasing the forehead, relaxing the jaw, maybe opening the mouth or giving your jaw a little waggle. A soft throat, soft tongue, shoulders, releasing, relaxing back, chest opening, arms letting go, armpits releasing, allowing each breath just to pass through the body like a ripple, massaging it from within. So as we breathe, we release toxins from our body on the out breath. But we also slow our heart down on the out breath. When we breathe out, the heart has less work to do, basically, to put it simply. So it actually slows down. So we can use this natural slowing rhythm just to calm us. A slowing, a releasing, a letting go of toxins, letting go of tension, letting go of thoughts, letting go of emotions. Constant movement, flux. Slowing and a calming. So as I slowly bring this meditation to a close, becoming aware of the contact points of the body, supported. So your back, your feet, your legs, the backs of your arms, head on the pillow or the cushion. Maybe introducing a bit of that movement again. We're just going to a short break, about half a minute or so. Maybe just to change position, have a sip of water, and I'll carry on with the visualization. Okay. So taking your time to set yourself up. If you're in a new position, so it's time now to really relax. It's time to take a mental vacation Let's do this once again by scanning through the body from the head to the toe. But this time, let's see if we can search out any areas that might still feel tense after that breathing anchor meditation. Perhaps you can still feel some residual tension in your shoulders. Perhaps you can feel some tight knots still in there, really deep inside. Maybe there's still some tension in your face, the skin across your forehead maybe. Any sense of tightening maybe between your eyebrows, your jaw maybe. So scanning down the body and settling your attention upon an area where you might feel some tension still. Just starting with this small area, if it's a small area, if it's a big area, starting with a big area. Allow your attention, allow yourself to dwell in this area. What does this tension actually feel like? So say I'm aware of the tension in my mouth. It feels active. It feels like there's a tightness, like a subconscious holding around this area. What does it feel like for you? Perhaps it feels hard or solid or block-like. Or maybe you can feel your breath, sort of holding your breath. So let's take a deep breath. And as we exhale, let's imagine ourselves breathing in to this area of tension that we might have located. A soothing, comforting, and releasing breath. Kindly, caring, compassionate. Once again, breathing into this area of tension. So I'm imagining that I'm breathing into the face. I'm sending my out breath into my face. Allowing the body to become more pliable, softer. Allowing the body to release and let go on these out breaths. Okay, so I'd like you now to imagine, use your imagination to conjure up a scene. This scene is going to be on a beach near the ocean. So you're on a beach near the ocean and it's just before sunrise. Maybe you're in a hammock or you're lying on the sand. You could be outstretched or sitting the edge of a jetty, your feet dangling over the edge. Maybe you're in the Caribbean or the Mediterranean, somewhere closer to home. The ocean's very calm. Most of the water looks very smooth. And you can see the small ripples just gently sort of rolling in towards the shoreline. You can hear them. It's almost like a trickling sound, a little caress of the shoreline as each little wave comes inwards. Picturing all the details of this relaxing place, this relaxing scene. The sun hasn't risen yet. The sky is just very slightly beginning to get light. The edge of the horizon. The air is cool, comfortable, and pleasant. It's a calm, comfortable early morning. Perhaps you can feel a slight gentle breeze on your skin. The breeze blowing just enough to move the leaves on the trees, maybe palm trees or pine trees up above you. They make a dark silhouette against the gradually lightening sky. Imagine the fresh smell of the air, the smell of the clean water and the sand. It's really refreshing this time of the day. So early in the morning. Picture in your mind the sound of water lapping now against the shore. These waves, these tiny rippling waves, they're so quiet, but you can actually hear them. It's just a gentle rippling, lapping. It's a really comforting noise. So very delicate. The waves, these tiny waves, so calming, so peaceful, so rhythmic. You watch the peaceful waves flowing, just like your breath, in and out, in and out. You observe the rhythm of these peaceful waves. You notice how it flows with the rhythm of your breath. Even your breath sounds like these waves a little as it moves in and out your nostrils or your mouth. Gentle shushing sound. Calming, soothing in and out breath as the waves roll up and down the shoreline. It's early morning. You're the only one here. This is such a calm, safe, pleasant place. You can relax here now, near this gentle ocean. You notice that there are some wooden tables, maybe, with umbrellas closed for the night. These umbrellas will soon be opened to provide shelter from the sun, the people that come to this beach. But for now, these umbrellas, their cloth tops are folded downwards as if they too are just resting, waiting for the day, waiting for the dawn. There might be small huts with grass roofs providing shelter for some of the tables. Maybe in the daytime, this place is bustling with activity as people sit here in the shelter of the grass huts, sipping their cool drinks by the water's edge. But for now, all is quiet, all is peaceful and serene. How do you feel as you rest in this beautiful and calming place? Maybe your body feels calm, soothed, nourished, like it's on recharge, experiencing some much needed time out to calm, recenter and recalibrate. There's no demands on you here in this special place. It's a soothing sanctuary for you where you can release and unwind, let go. In the comfort of this early morning, this pristine beach with the gentle breeze and the sea gently caressing the shoreline. Waves, calming, peaceful, rhythmic. Once again, your gaze falls upon these waves flowing up and down the gently sloping incline of the beach. Just like your breath, in and out, in and out. Nature's rhythm. As you watch these waves, you feel calmed, reassured. And just like your breath, they roll up the beach. Just like when you breathe in, then there's a slight pause. Then they roll down and release and let go back into the water. Just like your breath turns and releases as you breathe out. So that same movement, drawing in and then releasing back out. Condensing, then expanding, letting go. Just like our hands when we opened and closed them. This natural rhythm of nature, this natural process of contraction or condensing, and then release, expansion, letting go. Notice that the sun now is starting to rise at the edge of the horizon. You can see a spot of light, and as the sun, it's as though it's magically appearing right out of the water, right out of the ocean. Do you see the light? Do you see this sort of dot of light growing? Seems to be happening quite quickly. You're surprised. You notice that there's light around you now. As the sun gently begins to rise up out of the horizon. Small streaks of light shining into the sky as it grows lighter and lighter with the dawning of a new day. You see the birds that are active this time, so early in the day. Some are flying overhead. Some are already diving into the water, searching for their breakfast. Other birds simply sit quietly watching this day arrive. They're enjoying the dawn alongside you. You can see some peaceful waves as they break at some distance from the shoreline, white peaks rising in a line out in the ocean. They're crashing on a stone breaker that keeps the water close to you, peaceful and calm. You watch these waves out as they crash on this distant breaker. You scan the beach, and your gaze once again returns to the gentle waves nearby you, lapping at the shoreline, washing up and down the sand. So calming, so peaceful, so rhythmic. In and out. In and out. The breeze, the warmth, the gentle rhythmic lapping of the waves, the softly swaying palm trees, pine trees, all of these create such a calm and peaceful experience. You feel so soothed, so safe. It all induces an effortless ease deep within you just to let go. Just let go into this beautiful natural scene of which you are a part. Tension, thoughts, emotions, they can all dissolve in this little piece of paradise that you've created here just for you in your imagination. Okay, so you continue to relax here just for a few moments more, enjoying the peaceful waves and the slow dawning of a new day. Soon this place will be busy with people coming and going in their morning routines. Just enjoy the last few remaining moments of this solitude as the sun slowly rises higher in the sky now. The sun is shining brighter each moment. This has become a beautiful morning. You can see people in the distance, small tiny shapes walking along the shoreline. The waves become a little bigger now, a bit more lively as the breeze increases. Everything around you seems to be waking up. Everything's getting ready for a lovely day. Now, as I bring this guided visualization to an end, you begin to feel ready to leave this beautiful, peaceful beach and return to the present moment, to your room in the here and now. Very slowly, you begin to refocus your body and your mind. So feeling your muscles reawakening as you open your eyes or raise your gaze. Taking in your familiar surroundings, maybe your room, shapes, shadows, light, familiar objects maybe. Slowly returning to the present, taking your time to slowly return to the present. Maybe moving your muscles, wiggling your fingers or opening and closing your hands, maybe. Wiggling your toes, rotating your ankles, perhaps. Responding to any natural movements that your body might want to make. Stretching if you'd like to. Feeling your body becoming fully awake now. So just taking a moment or two just to sit or lie here quietly as you reawake. Okay. Okay. So let me feel nice and relaxed now. I like to end these sessions just with a final thought. So I suppose it might be worth remembering that, we can use the breath, especially by focusing on the out breath, like we did in the breathing anchor at the start, to really help ourselves release and let go of energy within us. So that's a mental energy, physical energy, emotional energy. You can use the breath as a conduit, as a way of letting go and letting that energy leave us, move on through, mutate into whatever it's going to be next. This is the parasympathetic part of our nervous system, the calming, soothing part of our nervous system. I didn't really go into that much in the meditation, but that idea, I think when I said that the heart slows down on the out breath, that is the parasympathetic sort of part of the nervous system, if you like. And then when we breathe in, that's more the sort of activated state of a sympathetic branch of the nervous system. So yeah, just think out release, slowing, letting go. Yeah, and this, as I said, is not just physical tension, but also any mental or emotional angst which might accompany that physical tension. Often it all comes in one big sort of lump, doesn't it? Maybe synchronizing our breath with our hands. And, we could even do this when we're out and about, just do it subtly by our sides or with our hands resting on our lap if we're sitting in a chair. Just tuning into the breath, tuning into the movement of the hands. Releasing, letting go with the fingers, with the out breath. Of course, we can always use our imaginations to help us reconnect with our natural breath. We could perhaps imagine a gentle ocean wave lapping in and out on a beautiful beach. And that idea of, these intrinsic movements of nature being echoed, within the breath, even as the breath can sound like, a wave on a beach, the shushing sound, or the wind in the trees as it moves, the branches. Everything sort of echoes everything else, if that makes sense, because we're all part of the same thing, aren't we, really? We're also interconnected and made of the same stuff. So I did start slightly late, so I'll end slightly late. So yeah, I'd just like to say, as this is my final relaxation session with you guys here at Ellie's Gift, I'd like to extend a really big thank you to Lucy and to her team. I've really enjoyed my time here working with everyone and creating these sessions to help bring some rest and relaxation, hopefully, into your lives. Sian will be sharing some information later in the week, maybe, with any other offerings that I have. I have like a monthly meet. So yeah, if anyone might be interested in that, she'll have some contact details. I think she'll probably put them in the Facebook group, Ellie's Gift Facebook group. So yeah, by all means, do get in touch. Drop me an email. Yeah. And then I suppose just worth mentioning as well, of course, that all these sessions that have been provided by Lucy, they have been, have come to you completely free. It's been no charge. So as with all the meditations on the app, and of course that app is now evolving and developing, it's all free to you guys. So, if you would like to make a donation, that would be great. And you could do that if you received an email about this session this evening. There should be a link in that email, a donate link, or you could do it at the Ellie's Gift website. There's a donate link there, but no pressure, of course. It's just so Lucy can carry on with this amazing project in memory of Ellie's Gift. Okay, so with that said, take care, everyone. And I really wish you well. Look after yourselves. And go well.